You check your phone again. Still no reply. It has been 3 hours. Your chest feels tight. Your stomach drops a little like you missed a step on a staircase that wasn't there. You tell yourself it's nothing. It's just a text message. But your body disagrees. And your body is never wrong about this. The real answer is far stranger than you think. Rejection isn't supposed to hurt. Not really. It's not a knife. It's not a fire. Nobody broke a bone when your message went unanswered. And yet, you feel it. In your chest, in your gut, in a place words can barely reach. For most of human history, nobody could explain why. They just knew it was real. Now, science can show you exactly where that pain lives and why your brain built it that way on purpose. Picture your ancestors 60,000 years ago. A small band of humans, maybe 20 or 30 people, moving together across an open grassland. There was no fence around them. No lock on a door, no emergency number to call. There is only the group. If the group walks away from you, the predators do not.
This is the part most people miss. For nearly all of human history, being alone wasn't peaceful. It was a death sentence. A lone human on the savannah was slower than a lion, weaker than a hyena pack, and completely unprotected through the night. Survival did not belong to the strongest individual. It belonged to the most connected one. So evolution did something quietly brilliant. It took the systems your body already used to detect physical danger, and it wired them to detect social danger too. Your brain didn't build a separate alarm for rejection. It reused the one it already had for injury. In 2003, a psychologist named Naomi Eisenberger ran an experiment that changed how scientists understood pain itself. She had volunteers play a simple computer ball tossing game while lying in an fMRI scanner, watching their brain activity in real time. At first, everyone was included. Then, slowly, the other players stopped throwing the ball to them. No explanation. Just silence. Just exclusion. The brain scans showed something nobody expected. The same region that activates when your body feels physical pain, the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, lit up almost identically during social rejection. Your brain, it turns out, does not file heartbreak under emotions. It files it under injury. That's why the language we use for rejection isn't really a metaphor. You say it hurts. You say it feels like being stabbed in the back. You say your heart is broken. These phrases exist in nearly every language on Earth, across cultures that never spoke to one another. That's not a coincidence. That's your nervous system telling the truth in the only words it has. Think about what this means for a moment. Your brain is treating a missed text message with some of the same circuitry it would use for a sprained ankle. Why would evolution build something so seemingly excessive? Because for your ancestors, the wound was just as real. A group that didn't trust you, didn't feed you, or didn't protect you in the night could end your life as surely as a physical injury could. The pain wasn't an overreaction. It was an early warning system, screaming the only way it knew how. Fix this or you may not survive it. There's a researcher who took this idea even further. Matthew Lieberman, a social neuroscientist at UCLA, has argued that the human brain may actually be wired to prioritize social pain detection over almost everything else. In his research, he found that the brain's default resting state, what it does when it has nothing else demanding its attention, tends to drift toward thinking about other people. Not math, not memory, people. Your brain, when left alone with nothing to do, doesn't relax into silence. It runs a constant background check on your social standing. Am I included? Am I valued? Am I safe within the group? This wasn't built for an office job or a dating app. It was built for survival on a grassland with no walls. Now here's where it gets even stranger. Rejection doesn't just feel bad in the moment. It can be measured.
In a separate line of research, scientists led by C. Nathan DeWall found that taking common pain relief medication, the kind you take for a headache, measurably reduced the emotional sting of social rejection in study participants. Acetaminophen, the same drug in basic painkillers, dulled activity in those very same brain regions Eisenberger had identified years earlier. Pause on that for a second. A pill made for physical pain quieted emotional pain too. Not because rejection is all in your head in some dismissive sense, but because neurologically, it kinda is. It lives in the same neural neighborhood as a burn or a bruise. So why doesn't this feeling fade the moment logic kicks in? You know rationally that one unanswered message isn't gonna get you killed, so why does your chest still tighten?
because your brain is running ancient software on a modern operating system. The hardware hasn't updated in 60,000 years. It still treats social distance the way it treated a missing hunting partner. It still treats being ignored the way it treated being left behind at the watering hole where the things with teeth were waiting. There's another twist here, and it explains a behavior almost everyone recognizes but rarely questions. Have you ever replayed a rejection over and over in your mind long after it happened, analyzing every word, every pause, every possible reason you were left out? That's not weakness. That's a feature, not a bug. Researchers studying rumination have found that this repetitive replaying is the brain's attempt to extract a lesson from the pain, the same way it would obsess over the location of a venomous snake after a near miss. Your mind isn't torturing you for no reason, it's trying to map the danger so it doesn't happen again. This is why modern rejection, something as small as a swipe left, an unanswered message, an uninvited group chat, can trigger a response that feels wildly oversized for the actual stakes. Your ancestors' brain did not evolve to distinguish between exile from the tribe and didn't get invited to a party. To your nervous system, ostracism is ostracism. The body doesn't know the difference between an enemy with a spear and a friend who stopped texting back. There's something almost tender hidden inside all of this pain, though. If your brain built an entire alarm system dedicated to detecting disconnection, it's because connection was never optional for your species. You were not built to survive alone. You were built to be missed when you're gone and to notice instantly when someone else is. This is also why social inclusion feels so disproportionately good. A simple smile from a stranger, a friend remembering a small detail about your day, a message that says, "I was just thinking about you." These tiny moments register in the brain's reward pathways with a warmth that seems, on paper, far too large for such a small event, but it isn't too large at all. It's calibrated perfectly to a species that once needed every single ally it could keep. So the next time rejection lands in your chest like a physical weight, you're not being dramatic. You're not broken. You are a creature whose nervous system was forged on an open plain where being unwanted by the group meant facing the dark alone. That ancient circuitry doesn't know it's reading a text message instead of watching the tribe walk away without you. What it knows is this: connection has always meant survival, and your body has never stopped keeping score. Tonight, when you feel that quiet ache after being overlooked, left out, or unanswered, you won't need to wonder why it hurt so much for something so small. The real answer was never strange at all. It was written into you long before phones, before cities, before language itself, back when the group was the only thing standing between you and the dark.